I hope everybody can see me all right. I can't see preview on camera yet. I'll have to wait until I can see it on here before I know whether it's any good. All right, Rob. Oh, there they go. That's not too bad. Probably could do with being a bit higher, actually. This is where the camera falls off at back at speaker. Oh, there we go. That's not too bad. Stop pissing about now, Simon. Right, let's roll the intro music and see if you can tell what's different. There we go, that's enough for that. That's part of the full version. It's a rare inside treat for you all there. So, welcome to Monday's stream, which I wasn't going to do. And then for some reason I said, should I do one? And then Rob said, yeah, you should do one. And then I can't remember who else said, no, don't bother. And I said, right, that's it, I'm doing one. So I decided to do one. So let's have a look who we've got in. So we've got Pingu Concord in, up there. Yeah, we're a fantastic F1 race. That whole Jeopardy thing at end when Alonso got his third place took away, I was like, God damn it, I hate F1. And then when my brother got home, he sent me a message going, no, he's got it reinstated. And I'm like, yeah, I love F1 again. Brilliant. Simone's in. Hey up, Simone, hope you're doing well. I've tried a new camera arrangement, so I'm using the other camera on the phone, and I'm trying to get a better quality because it always looked a bit blurry before. But this is like kind of cool. You can see bits and pieces. So maybe I just need to set it up properly on a tripod and have a proper background and stuff. I'm just hoping that phone don't fall off. Hang on, let me stick another camera behind it so it don't fall over. Maybe. Ooh, scary. Who else have we got in there? We have got Rob from Beards and Bangers. Thank you for joining, Rob. This is like a massive warm up for your stream tomorrow, I suppose. Although I'm not going from now till 8 or whenever it is you're doing yours. We're at 8? Can't remember. So yeah, everybody Swudge watch Rob tomorrow. He's going to do a stream and it will be amazing and you'll love it because Rob's good at streams. And nobody will ever say this.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
But some people might say this.
It's Brittany, bitch.
There you go. Who else have we got? We said hello to Pingu. Bad Books. Hello, Bad Books. Hope you've had a good day. Oh, no, sorry, Simone. I didn't mean to spoil it. Yeah, bloody job with stewards. Dick Dastardly is here. Greetings. What, no mustard? No mustard today. Well, I assume he's not doing a stream tonight, so that's why I've called mine No Mustard! What's that? I don't want that. Okay, so yeah, Rob's is from 8:30 tomorrow, so 8:30 till 10, I assume. Oh, you know the results. That's all right, Simone. Sorry, I don't even think because I watch it on Sky now. I never even think that people haven't seen it. So if there's ever a race, and I'll probably mention it on the stream afterwards. I hope he does, Pingu. I hope Alonso does win Italian Grand Prix. I think, I honestly think Merck are going to be a lot better than they are. And I think they're making a big song and dance about, oh, poor us, we're terrible, our car's rubbish. And then I bet in a few races they're already there. Come on, they had a blooming, nearly had a podium this time in its second race in after telling all the world's press how terrible the car were. Mercedes, they're boring, they're the most boring team ever. It's not even like George Russell's Mr. Charisma. Like Hamilton used to be interesting. Now I just see bad sour grapes. So there we go. Yeah, I love F1, but I could do without all the media circus and stuff on it. So what's everybody been up to? It's Monday. Most people have been back at work, I suppose. So there's a work day. You could tell me about the work day. We've had a weekend. What did you do on your weekends? Pingu says, can you stream live at the next Grand Prix start? Where were I watching it? Oh, I have to watch it downstairs. I could do. I won't have much to say about it, to be honest. Someone says, I have no TV license and no Sky, no streaming of any kind, only 4 on demand and the Channel 5 thingy. Ah, well, honestly, Simone, if I had more devices I could add to my Sky thing, I'd send you details and let you watch it. There's some good stuff on. It says trying to think of some good stuff that's on. I mean, if you like football, there's always some on. There's always some sports on. They have IndyCar on, which is interesting sometimes. I just wish they'd get like MotoGP. That'd be perfect. Hey, yeah. So the weekend. So what did I do on the weekend? What did I do on the weekend? I must have done something. What did I do on Saturday? Uji, you'll have to tell me what I did on Saturday. I have no recollection of what I did on Saturday at all. Well, it can't be that interesting, can it? If I didn't have any recollection of it on there. Let's find a button to press. Let's pick a random button. I don't know what that is.
That's it, man. Game over, man.
Oh,
That was
shit.
loud.
Here we go again.
That was louder than I expected it to be. But that's what happens. What are you on about, OJ? There was no Saturday. Weirdo. I worked from home today. Had leftover Chinese for lunch. Right, Rob, did you do the tea with Chinese thing? Although I suppose if you had it for lunch, it'd have been a bit early for breaking out the red wine, wouldn't it? Dick Dastardly, how about streaming a Murray Walker style commentary? Don't worry about getting everything wrong. He never let such things hold him back. That is true. He did. I don't know. He had character though, didn't he? You didn't mind. Whereas like some of the commentators, like Crofty, they don't have character, and it annoys me when they get stuff wrong. Even Damon Hill made a cock up, didn't he, earlier? Yes, I did give flowers to my mummy on Sunday. Thank you, Uj. Did everybody else have a fun Sunday? I know a lot of people don't do Mother's Day things. We kind of just went to my mum's, had some Sunday dinner, and then came home. That were about it. So Simone says, I bought new oil for TC and painted a few bits underneath with red oxide. I can't find my tub of Underseal. That red oxide stuff, is that supposed to eat rust as well? Because I remember having some as a kid for some reason. I don't know why my dad decided to let me have some red primer. But I never knew why it were red oxide. I didn't know what the difference was. So I'll have to look into that. I think if it is, Furious uses that quite a bit, doesn't he? I got a tub of Underseal. I thought it were empty because when I shook it, well, I thought there were not much in it because when I shook it, I couldn't hear anything. And then when I opened it up, it's all like it's not like a paint anyway. It's like like a tar, like a squishy tar type stuff. It's quite nice. Quite nice. It's just under seal, Simon. What you on about? Quite nice. It's quite nice to use, is what I meant. You can squish it into places rather than having to paint it on. You can like that. So I need to go around Margaret and do all inside at wheel arches. Pingu Concord says, what do you prefer, MotoGP or British Superbikes? British Superbikes is more accessible because obviously it's all in Britain and they race at Cadwell. But Superbikes is more sort of elite, isn't it? They just seem to be. I think Superbikes are longer races, aren't they? As well. It's that long since I've seen a full Superbike MotoGP race. Yeah, I think British Superbikes are like two shorter races, aren't they? Whereas MotoGP is like a longer race. So a bit of both, to be honest. I really love watching British Superbikes at Cadwell. Rob, I assume that the yes is that you did do tea in Chinese.
2 thumbs up.
Uji says, Saturday we had sandwiches from Just Munch and you watched practice and qualifying. Is that all I did? I were doing something outside in garage when my mum and dad arrived. What were I doing? I don't want to forget stuff. Oh, yes, Udge, thank you. I remember that bit now. Dick Dastler, yeah. James Murray. Murray Walker and James Hunt were a good combination. I think there's been some good combinations, to be honest. Jack, don't you dare. I'm watching you. You little bugger. Pingu Concord. Oh, hang on, rewind. Blah, blah. I missed one from Udge. Yeah, so on Saturday, I made a slow cooker meal. It was slow and delicious. Oh, come on, Jack. Seriously? No, we don't need you here. Look, nobody wants to see your face or your butt. Come on, back on your little bed thingy. Thank you. Yeah, I made a slow cooker meal. It was delicious, and it's only the second time I've used a slow cooker since we bought it. And yeah, that was it really. It was just meat and veg and potatoes just in there with some gravy. Leave it for a bit, and then add it with delicious pancakes. Pingu Concord was up a ladder repairing his dad's roof. What on the see, I'm not scared of heights, but I really don't fancy crawling around on a roof without any sort of safety gear. I don't know how roofers do it. I'd have to look into it. But I had to repair our porch roof the other day after all the snow kind of collapsed it. It was super easy. I did it in like 30 seconds. I thought I was going to have to struggle, but it was like, I literally just stood on like a little shelf inside and just pushed it up and in, and it was fine. Red oxide doesn't eat rust, but it's supposed to inhibit rust. Okay. Simone says, I think the current crop of elderly F1 pundits need to quit. Martin Brundle Fly is so annoying. Just like that depressing Craig bloke and David Croft. Which one's a Craig? Oh, God, that Scottish guy. Is that Craig bloke? He annoys me. He sounds so aggravated all the time. And like he's trying to push a really important story and he's like asking nonsense. Maybe you had a sticker party with Henny. Yes, I did. I did have a bit of a sticker party. I'm sure there was something else I were doing there. I can't remember. Service my 211 Streetwise. So is that like full plugs and filters and everything there, Pingu? Oh, don't say that, Simone. He'll want to come and talk to everybody on the camera. Jack, you've got a fan club starting. Jack. 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 Jack, 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 Jack. 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 Jack, listen to me. So ignorant, honestly. If you want something, it's super cuddly. And if he's licking himself, he don't listen. I think I can hear Jack's bell behind the phone. Probably. That's what he lives for. Licking himself and making bell noises. Bad Book says, I got Percy and George tortoises out of hibernation, tidied damaged hedgerow opposite our house, and had a big fire. I cooked Sunday roast for the mother-in-law and Mrs. B. Oh, that's good. Tortoises, Percy and George, that's quite cool little names. I've got a friend that's got like 5 tortoises, I think, and she calls one of them's called Taco. I can't remember why now, but it's quite cool tortoises and stuff. So I swear down, my friend puts theirs in a fridge, in a shed, when they're hibernating. So I don't know if that's normal, because I don't know whether my friend's that normal anyway. I assume she knows what she's doing with them because she's like super into details of the stuff. But how do yours hibernate, Bad Books? Do they just hibernate in a box, or do you have to pack them up, or? And what do you have for them when they're not hibernating? Like, my friend's got like their garden's got like a big tray thing in it. It's massive and it's got rocks and bushes and stuff from Twide on under and stuff, and it's like covered so nothing can get in. It looks kind of cool. Looks like a lot of hassle though. More hassle than looking after Jack. Yeah, it's not even listing. Pingu Concord says, what do you prefer, beards or bangers? I'm going to answer that through the medium of music. Are we ready? Bangers and beards. Oh, George Roger-Botty's here. He says, surprisingly, the name's Roger Botty, Mr. George Roger Botty. The name's Roger Botty, Mr. George Roger Botty. Oh yeah, that's where I recognise that question from, Rob. I thought I did. I thought it were on Boaty's stream though. Pingu. Right, let's put Roger Botty on the spot, because it's always entertaining when you get a Roger Botty. So, Mr. Roger Botty, we are now 3 days nearly from my last, well, pretty much 3 days from my last stream. So that is 3 individual rotations of the Earth that you have got to give us a story. So we want something that happened on Saturday, Sunday, and today's. We're going to specify lunchtime today. So we need a story from you that happened Saturday, Sunday, and lunchtime today. And we're not gonna say anything else on the stream until we get a little story. So over to you, Roger Botty, because you're always good for some entertainment. So here we are, waiting for the Roger of the Botties. Special glove? Do I have a special glove? I have got some special gloves. Oh, you mean the Spontex ones? Dropped the... Roger Botty dropped his mum off for dogging on Saturday. Was that the... I'm not going to ask. I assume you picked her back up again, or was it a full weekend job? No, I can't play the chain on that, Simone. I was going to try and work out no surprises on it, but somehow, I mean, I don't know how this happened, but somehow people kept ringing up when I was supposed to be working. I mean, the nerve of it. Do they not realise that when I sign on to work and put on my headset, I've got a million other things that I'll all of a sudden remember to do and feel like doing other than speaking to people. If I finish work, I can go and sit down and I don't want to do anything. I just want to relax. But as soon as I put that headset on for work, 1,001 other things that I suddenly want to do more than that. Oh, the new one. I couldn't even do. Yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it? Really. As themes go, it's not bad, but it's F1 theme. Oh no, even as F1 themes go, it's not bad. Can I Play with Madness by Iron Maiden were best one when ITV had it, that they had on like their channel ident and stuff. Come on, George Roger Botter, you're missing a Sunday and a Monday lunchtime story. We'll come back to you. We'll not pressure you too much. Badbox says, I have a tortoise-specific hibernation fridge, 8 foot by 10 foot greenhouse with heat lamps and large outside enclosure. Once Nerf frost, they look after themselves and only eat weeds. Oh, that's pretty cool. George Roger Botti woke up at lunchtime today and went and collected. Why are you not changing colour? There we go. When I collected Mother Roger Botti from her weekend of dogging and debauchery. How much does she pay people for the pleasure of you know what I mean? Yeah, there were a lot of adverts. Do you remember, Simon? There were one race as well where they cut to adverts like a lap before end at race, and then they had to replay end at race when they came back. Rob, no way. No way have you gone a whole month without buying a car, surely. Also, don't tell me when you're selling that ZTT if you get clutch done and stuff on it, because I really ain't got room for it. I ain't got room for that one. And it's a black car. And if I bought a black car, that obviously makes me better in bed. So Uj would be like totally up for that. I'm sure she would. In fact, let me know in the comments, Uj. Would you like me to buy a black car so I'm better in bed? Serious face. Pingu says the Adventures of George Craig David Botte. That's amazing. That needs some lyrics writing for it, Pingu. We need to get that done. The Craig David song, but with Roger Botte shenanigans. That'd be great. And then Roger Botte, you need to sing it. So yeah, it's alright coming up with a cool name and funny stuff to say, but you've got to put your mouth where your mouth is and sing it. Yeah. Mother doesn't pay. What? Mother drives a Jag and hasn't paid for anything since 1983. What? Yeah, well done. Well done, Rob, for not buying a car. Uji says, I don't want you to buy a black car and I'm not going to go into further details. Good. You didn't even have to go into them details. Simone says, I think my 75 is dying. Big plume of blue smoke on startup. So blue smoke's going to be oil being burnt, isn't it? Is it a diesel one there, Simone? I'm terrible at keeping track of people's cars. From memory, your 75 is like the saloon version of mine, but blue and a higher spec. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. They're normally a bit crappy anyway, aren't the diesels on startup? I can't even. To be honest, I don't think I've noticed anything coming out of mine. I tell you, Simone, if you lived closer, we could have a right laugh talking about knackered cars and being the owners of terrible old Rovers. Judge Roger Butty says, if you'd like a go on mate, it's £500 an hour. Is that pro-rated, George? Ooh, Rob's letting some secrets out. So, Rob of Beards and Bangers, having gone through a 6-week drought, is off to Devon on Friday to collect something. So it's not even going to look at something. It's a collecting something. I hope it's got 4 wheels. Rob says, George Roger Botte, can I test drive your motor? I thought he said mother at first. Yeah, definitely, Simone. It'd be so much fun. And so, as soon as I know if I'm going to that restoration show at NEC, I'll Facebook message you or something. Yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I fancy going, but I don't know what else is happening. So it's awkward. It's awkward balancing stuff. It's my birthday, but I don't want to bore Julie by going there. But then I don't know whether my dad will be able to come down. So I need to do stuff. Oh, you don't have Facebook on your phone? Ping me your number if you want on somewhere. And then I can text you or something, or WhatsApp or something like that. I've got all the stuff. You've more chance of a free going mother. What? Roger Botte. I don't know. So did anybody do anything amazing this lunchtime? What did people have for the lunch? Oh, thank you, Pingu. Or how I normally say it is lick the hike button. Is that what I said? Lick the hike button. Something like that. Oh yeah, this is what happens when you leave Uji at home on her own. Hello? Oh, you are doing something. She has an app for lunch. How rude's that? I'm stuck in an office eating a Tesco's BLT, and she's having a little kip at home. Oh, I'm so tired. Rude. I can only remember because I bought it from Tesco's somehow. That's like literally where I work is on Ecclesall Road, which is kind of I don't know whether it is now. It used to be a bit of a posh road, but loads of stuff closed when it were pandemic and stuff. So there's like a few eateries, but most of it's like it's got a Marks and Spencer's food hall on it, and it's got it's normally got like restauranty stuff that aren't open at lunchtime and stuff. So I have to walk all the way down to Tesco's Express and get something from there. I should really splash out and get a KFC or something, just to annoy you, Judge. Ha! You're at home. Have a good one, George. Sweet. Cool, Simone. Alright, Carl, how's that doing? And I notice you're back to Carl on here. Have you changed it back from Jarl? Because didn't Mustard keep saying Jarl? And I'm pretty sure it'd be Jarl. It wouldn't be Jarl, would it? You have soft J's at the beginning of words, so it'd be Jarl. I think. Oh, Pingu's got 1 million cars. Rob, you thought you'd got a lot of cars. Pingu's got more than you. What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that, Rob? Pingu's got more cars than you. It's obvious. He's always talking about cars.
It's Brittany, bitch.
I want to play some more of these. Oh, hang on, we've got some of these.
It's called Sex Panther by Odeon. It's illegal in 9 countries. Yep, it's made with bits of real panther, so you know it's good.
It's true. You could buy Sex Panther. I was going to say deodorant then, aftershave, aren't you? Oh, good question, Simone. This is why we like people on this stream. They come in with the hard-hitting questions that I like, and that I hope someone answers, because I've got a feeling that you might be the only person that has Simone. Right. Oof. Right, are we ready? So Simone from Hooked on Classics says, who's got more than 2 motorbikes? Come on, people. I need to know that there's bikers out there. More than just me and Simone. Come on, we need more biker people. And there's also something else I've just thought about we can bring up as well. Rob says, Pingu is my mentor, but not my carer. At the end of this video, I noticed that he put y'all at y'all by mistake, so I thought, why not just change it to y'all on Facebook? Last 60 days. Oh, is it on Facebook? Okay. Yarl! Pingu Concord has 2 mountain bikes. I kind of have a mountain bike. I quite like my mountain bike, actually. In fact, I keep thinking about selling it. It's a really old Coney KO, I think it is. And it's super light. It's a bit short for me, but I'm thinking of putting some cross handlebars on it, so they're like quite wide. I should do that, actually. I could do that as a video. But now we've got Henny, we can just put seats down and chuck them in back of there, so we don't have to faff about trying to take all wheels off and stuff. That might be quite good. Yeah, you might have just inspired me there just by mentioning mountain bikes, Pingu. Where's Jimmy Biscuits from Shoestring Shed? Oh, I keep calling Shed on a Shoestring. He has 2 bikes. He has more now, doesn't he? He's got Phyllis, that Scooty, he keeps calling it. He's got Nibbler, is it 1000cc Quack? And then he's got Slinky that I don't think I've seen. Oh, excuse me, in one piece. Yes, he's got a 3, I think. Oh dear, hiccups. Rob, question, who is your carer? Bad box, not bad box. Asks Rob, question, who is your carer? Pingu Concord, but only 2 wheels between. You've got 2 mountain bikes, but you've got 2 unicycles there, Pingu. Oh yeah, your foldy bike, that's what you're going to use to get to NEC and from your digs, isn't it, Simone? Carl Davis, Jarl Davis. I had a Honda MBX 125 back in the day. MBX 125. I need to look these up. Honda MBX. Sounds like a crosser. Yeah. Oh no, it's not. It's like a CBF, really, isn't it? Kind of thing. Well, like that little belly pan. It's kind of got the old. You imagine a naked bike where radiator comes down from front wheel here, radiator comes down. It's got a bit of fairing that digs back in like that. That's kind of cool. Like a belly pan that don't cover belly. I like that. I keep fancying like a big squishy crosser bike, or like that when I showed you some that Ace, that Super Team, Sky Team Ace 125. Just for ragging around them. Where did we get to? Bad Book says, I only have 2 1980s rally races. Judge approves of your name for Foldy McFoldface there, Simone. It is a good name. Foldy McFoldface. I like that. Change colour. Thank you. Where did we get up to now? I've blinded myself by looking at a bulb. I thought his Project Pink was his partner's. Oh, I don't know. You pay more attention than me, Simone. Rob says he's on day release at the moment, so he hasn't got a carer. Pingu Concord says, have you ever had a ride on a Honda VFR? Actually, it says Honda, but I think it means Honda. VFR. I haven't, but I need to just have a look to see if it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's the one I'm thinking of. It's like the Sports Tourer single sided swing arm, isn't it? No, I like them. There's a few. There's a few. There's a few bikes I'd have if I had infinite amounts of money and space, and not all of them expensive ones. Like quite fancy a ZX6R, like obviously a Kawasaki green one. But not the super old ones. Like a late 90s one, early 2000s one. And I quite fancy, I don't know, there's just too many. I like sports bikes, but I'd like to have something that's different as well. Like my dad, let's have a look what Simone says on there. Alex from Alex's Assets, YouTube channel mentioned it. Cool. And then she thanks Uj for Uj's reinforcement of how cool a name Foldy McFoldface is. Hooked on Classic said I'd like a ZZR 1400. They're the ones that look like Sentinels from Matrix, aren't they? I quite fancy something like that, but I don't know, they're just massive. Like, I think the thing with motorbikes, and I don't know if anybody else agrees with this, but when you first get a big bike, it feels like it's the fastest thing ever. But with every time you get a bike, like a few months later, it's already, you've got used to it and you want something a bit quicker. But I think for me, like, the higher you go past the 600, the less speed, like the less top end speed it is you get, because you're never going to use the 600's top end speed. But the more cruising ability you get, like I sometimes find myself like struggling along on 600 thinking, well, I wish I could drop this down a couple of thousand revs, it'd be a bit more relaxing. And I often end up having to do that if my dad's out with me, because he's a bit slower than me on his Bergman, which, and I still need to do a review of. I still need to find somewhere I can stop and talk to camera without it having cars going jam jam jam. So I need to do a review on that, because I drove that back from Leeds for him when he bought it, and I was surprised how nice it was. I think if I had one, I'd prefer the 650 one, because it's a bit like you get to 70 and it's revving itself to bits. So, but it's a nice car. It's a nice bike for just trundling around on. An NC30, is that one of the little Honda race bikes? See, I have no confidence in my own memory. Yeah. My friend of ours' daughter had one of them, and I loved it. It's great, tiny, but totally chuckleable, and the wine, because I think it's them that are gear driven cams, aren't they, rather than chain. Really nice. You can imagine me on a Goldwing. To be honest, I'm not a fan of Goldwings. Like, I saw someone post a picture of one from 80s, and I loved that, but that was because of all the 80s styling that were on it. I'd hate to be trying to... I'd hate to try and sort of move a Goldwing in and out of our drive, because it's kind of... You come out of our garage, and then you kind of go uphill a little bit to pavement, and then it's downhill off the pavement, and then roads like really cambered, so you've got that kind of bigger dip, and then we're on quite a steep hill, so you have to go sort of left up this big hill, and then when you get to the top at junction, it's quite an arc at top, and there's a grate on it. It's not a nice place to ride a bike. Just outside our house, everything else is fine. But I say I wouldn't like a Goldwing. If someone was to offer me a ride one, I would ride it. Simone says the 1400 are the same length as the 600. I can imagine that. Simone. It's just the weight. Like that Suzuki, I don't know whether you've seen it, that Suzuki GSX F. No, it's GSX 650F that I had. was 218 kilograms, and that felt heavy. That Honda I've got is 190, is it? 180, 190. So it's less, and it feels considerably less as well. God knows how much a ZZR 1400 weighs. Well, in fact, I don't need to ask, do I? I can find out. How much does a ZZR 14 Simon, not 2400 weigh? Ooh, anticipation. Click agree to everything you're going out on the internet. Does anybody else remember when you didn't have to agree to terms and conditions every time you went on a web page? Oh, we're back in the day. Where's the weight then? Look at it, Simone, they've got 200 brake horsepower. And the 268 kilograms. 268 kilograms of pure killing machine. But yeah, I would like one of the Sentinels ones. Yeah, I'd love them. To be honest, I'd quite fancy like a twin. So I'd have one of them ZX 400Rs, is it? I can't remember what they call them. Yeah, the sporty 400s on there, just to see what they're like. Goldwings are super heavy. They've got reverse gears as well, haven't they? A lot of them. Bad Book says a useless fact. Good. Useless fact. One of my customers is a Triumph rocket specialist tech and has a very nice collection of rockets. They're the like retro looking ones, aren't they? I can see why people like them. If I had to have something like that, I'd rather have a Triumph one than a... In fact, I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna say I'd rather have one of them than a Harley. And that's true, but then I'd rather have an Indian than a Triumph as well. Pingu Concord says, I have delivered a few bikes, though, including a bloody heavy Harley thing that beached itself coming off the ramp on my van. I have nothing against Harley riders, but they just seem to be I don't get them. I don't get it. It's like I think it's all the merch. It's like you've got a bike, and then they've got a jacket that says. Well, in fact, Triumph riders are similar as well to a certain extent. Right, I'm going to change this because it's going to sound like I don't like Harley's riders. People that ride Harley Davidsons aren't the same sort of people as me. They don't seem to go for the same sort of qualities in a motorbike, and I will leave it at that. Yeah, exactly, Simone. Because it were when they brought out new regulations, weren't it? And then every website is accept. Oh, that's amazing, Carl. A mate of mine had a Honda Cub 50, one with a white plastic box on the back. We put a sign on it at work that said, flush after use, and we drive home with it on unaware. See, that's a kind of cool thing that I'd do. Get something stupid and tiny. Which is exactly why I want a SkyTeam Ace. Because it looks like a little race bike from the 50s. And then I could use it with commuting better because it's smaller and lighter. And it'd be a bit more fun to go out with my dad on because I'd have to... Oh, excuse me, I'd probably have to rev it to keep up with him. Rather than having to slow down for him all the time. Yeah, definitely, Simone. Definitely every than a 600. Itchy Boots, I did watch some Pingu. And I might have to try and give it another go. But the thing that stopped me watching him is like the intro and outro were nearly as long as the episodes in between. So I'd like watching an episode and then I'd get fed up seeing intro and stuff on there. I think it was series 3 or 4. I think I started watching some on. Yeah, I could do watching him again on there. She does so well, like being able to film and upload each day while you're travelling around. That's brilliant. And then, yeah, I watched some of her stuff when she was in lockdown. She did an interview with Missy Dunn Flyer, who's got a lot of followers as well. Which again, I don't understand how Missy Dunn Flyer gets a load of followers because he does the same thing all the time. But yeah, they were interesting. She's definitely one of them people that I'd like to talk to, and I'd probably be a bit starstruck and not know what to talk to her about because everything that I've experienced on a bike, she's experienced times 20. Jimmy Quinn says, you get a proper bike, Suzuki Hayabusa Turbo, like Yami Noob. I love Yami Noob when he were doing that, and then he did his Turbo Hayabusa, and then it wrecked, and then he did it up a bit more, and now it is the perfect garage tool, isn't it? And then he went and got rid of Spite, and then the channel's gone crap. Like, some of the stuff on there now is just so obvious. Like, I need to do a video, let's get as many people to watch it as possible. And I liked it before when it were them two, or just Spite on his own sometimes. I did start watching Spite's channel, and then I think part of my problem is I started doing my channel, and then the subscriptions to bike stuff are on my other personal login account, and I never go into it anymore. But yeah, Suzuki Hayabusa Turbo, just a Hayabusa. Apparently they're like kittens unless you really wring the necks. Simone says, when I passed my CBT, I had a bike with a top box and my older brother put X-rated tapes in it without me knowing. This is what Boaty should have. He's like looking to get some cassette cases so he can put in his car so they look authentic. If it's Boaty's car, it needs to have Blue Movies rattling around in boot. That's what it needs. Oh, God. Oh, my God, no. What did I just see, Juju? Charlie Sinewan. Don't know who that is, but I'll check him out. Jimmy Quinn. Oh, your mate had a Turbo Suzuki Hayabusa Turbo. Did it blow up? Because quite often they do unless you do them properly. Right, Udjudge says... Oh yeah, it is ugly. It is ugly, Simone. But it's the face of speed, isn't it? Because it's just designed to cut through the air. I'd rather have. Is it a Blackbird? Honda Blackbird? One of my motorbike instructors used to take the Blackbird out when we went on rides, and we were on Suzuki Gladius 650 twins, and the amount of power that had got, like, we're crackers. Anyway, we need to read this very important message from our judge, and then we need to have another question about where the nearest divorce lawyer is. I can definitely see myself on a Harley, wearing my black leather jacket and sunglasses and cowboy boots. Are you asking for trouble, or judge? Are you just asking for trouble? Like, remember when I said I was going to buy you a bike, so if you pass your CBT, you could at least come out with me? Not if that's the kind of attitude. Actually, there's loads of, like, lowrider type 125s, because for some reason they seem to be popular. But not go in my garage, you can keep it outside, I don't want to do it. Alright, Pinga, that does sound quite funny. He's the Spanish version of Itchy Boots, and always gets stuck, falls off every episode. Sir, if you watched radio, start again. If you like motorbike things, do you ever watch one called Rest Day Rider? She started doing videos about, I'm sure it were about, maybe the same time Boaty did, maybe a bit after last year. And she's a paramedic, and she rides motorbikes, and she's got, is it 2 Royal Enfields? She's got a Himalayan, I can't remember what the other one is. But she's got a massive amount of followers already, and she didn't even try to get followers. Like, I asked her the other day, messaged her, and I was like, how have you managed to grow your channel so fast? Because, like, I'd like to get over 1,000. In fact, my next goal is to get 500, and then I'd get to get 1,000, and after that I want to get it up to like 2,000. trying to set myself little goals. But this first stage seems to be the hardest bit. And she said she has no idea how she managed to get so many followers. There were a couple of videos that did really well. So it's literally down to content and getting them videos out. So I'm wondering whether I'm hurting my own numbers by if I do a video, like for example, if I go to Motorist and do Rover Day at Motorist, because I'm always 2 weeks ahead in my videos, that video don't come out for 2 weeks. So maybe what I should be doing is, if I go somewhere on a Saturday, I'll like edit the video and put it up Saturday evening. I don't know. I'm going to try that this year. I'm going to try and see if when I go to an event, if I post the video that day, whether I get more out of it. Hooked on Classic says, "Oh, Judge, do you not like being pillion?" I've never took a pillion. I don't think she'd like sitting on back at Honda. It's not very built up for people. Pingu Concord says, "Would you ever be tempted by an electrical bike?" I would. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I quite like the idea of an electric bike and cars. To be honest, I'm not against. I'm not against electric power. I'm just against batteries. Basically, batteries are the thing I don't like. So yeah, electric motors are fantastic power units for vehicles, but batteries are big and heavy and they weigh as much when they've not got energy in them than they do. We're falling over. We should be back now. There we go. Yeah, they weigh as much when they've not got energy in them than they do when they've got energy in them. I'll just have to check on this camera up here in a few seconds when it falls over. See what happens. So there you go. Jimmy Quinn says, "I had a 225 Lambretta GP and lots of trial bikes and scooters. I quite fancy like a trial bike thing, but there's too many pillocks around here that are just kids on bikes without number plates and they're just flipping down pavements in generals and stuff. I don't want to be associated with that kind of. I don't want to be associated with that malarkey." Simone says, "Electric bikes sound interesting, but if it's on charge, I would be worried the cable might be nicked." Oh, yeah, you don't have anywhere to plug it in, do you, Simone? Yeah, that's the problem. Like, I've got a garage with power and stuff, so it won't be a problem for me. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like the kind of places where electric vehicles are a good idea is like inside cities and like big cities and stuff. But if you've got a house inside a big city, you generally aren't going to have a garage or any off-street parking sort of thing. So then it makes it pointless. Udjudge says, "Simone, my butt is too big at the moment to be pillion." I mean, it's a fair comment, Udjudge. Your butt's not too big. It's just I'm nervous about having anybody up back at bike because I wouldn't like to be up back of a bike when I were riding it. Yeah, and in fire as well. Fire is a problem on there. I can't believe the camera's not fallen over on the stream bit yet. That's weird, unless I missed it. Anyway, where did we get? Jimmy Quinn put ghosts. Yeah, maybe it's Boaty's ghosts. Now then, I wonder how Boaty and Mustard are getting on, picking up a Freelander from Wales of all places. Yeah, I think you're right, Pingu. I think if I do an event one, it has to be the same day. Oh, Simone's ickle. She's like tiny ickle. Right, if I come to NEC, Simone, I'm going to pick you up and run off. She's like Steph, my TL's tiny. Put her in your pocket. Udjid says, and she's oh look there, I fell over, I did a fold over. Now I can see if the picture's alright. Oh, my head's missing. I need to move it up a bit. Right, we'll see if that works. I should stop being silly. Hang on, I'm still here, mother. I should stop being silly and just bring tripod in, really. Here we go. That might be better. Where did we get up to? So Ujid said, if you had a Harley, you could pretend to be Terminator. That is true, but I am not, and I will not have one. Jarl Davis, Jarl, be like a Laurel and Hardy scene, them pair on a road trip. It will be, honestly. It will be, and I can't wait for the video because I'm getting fed up of seeing Mustard and Boaty do lunch. It's like it's hard. It is hard to come up with new ideas for stuff, and when you're posting as much as Boaty does, it's like there's a drive into the yard video or to work video. There's a do lunch video. This time there's been some other bits and pieces which is quite cool, but it's easy to get. I don't know whether other channel people think the same, but it's easy to get stuck in a routine. Like I can imagine it's a bit tricky for Paul because all his stuff is at the yard. It's not anywhere else at the moment because it's not summer. I will do some. I'll pick you up and run off, and then I'll interview you, and it'll be weird. Rob says Boaty should be back now. Was south of Brum a couple of hours ago. Oh yeah, how does Rob know? Has Rob been around putting trackers on everybody's cars? Bingo. Make a video of Hubnut being watergunned at Pride of Longbridge, it'll go viral. Why did you type water? Is he gonna Pride of Longbridge, Hubnut? See, this is the other thing. It's like I really want to do videos with other people, but I'm super shy in real life. Like, I'm really nervous about talking to people. I mean, I could just about cope with Boaty and Mustard because there were only two of them there. But then I don't know. I mean, I need to work on that myself. It's a personal thing for me to work on for me. You can, I suppose it can get a bit tricky, can't it, Simone? Because, I struggle for thinking of stuff, to be honest. Like, that's why, I got a bit of interesting news. I'm just going to say, that's why I did that unboxing video of that jack. But the reason why I bought that jack from Amazon is because we tried to get it from Halfords. So we put an order in and then we waited and then it looked like it had been dispatched and then never arrived, and then Ujij got in touch with them and said, we've not had this yet. So they said, we'll get back to you in a week. And then a week later they couldn't find it. It looked like it was stuck in processing. And so Halfords refunded us and sent us a £15 voucher, which was very nice of them. So then I went and bought one from Amazon instead. And then on Sunday, when I went to put some in the green bin, I opened it up and there's a trolley jack from Halfords in there. So they delivered it but not told us about it. So I've got a free trolley jack, which is quite good. Quite happy. This is a happy face. Where did we get up to? Tracker chocolate bars. Are they the ones that have got like nuts and stuff in them? I think we've got like copy ones. You did all right at the yard, mate. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Considering that was the first time I'd proper met him. I mean, I'd met Paul obviously because I'd been to that. What they call Project Nigel event, which was going to be my next thing to talk to because he's doing one on. Is it end of April, 2nd of April, 30th of April? I can't remember. Sometime in April he's doing another Nigel meet, so that'll all be on there. And then when I spoke to Boaty that day, Boaty didn't know who we were and he was quite quiet, which is I would be, because like if one of you guys comes up, because I don't know who you are, people. I know Simone is, and I know who Rob is, 'cause I speak to Rob a lot. No idea who Udge is. If I saw Cole, I'd probably recognise him. Don't know about Jimmy Quinn. My memory's terrible for people. So if you ever see me at a meet or something, at least introduce yourself to what your tag name is, and then tell me what your real name is. Otherwise, I'm never gonna remember who you are. But yeah, if I'm quiet, it's because I'm quiet. As soon as I know who you are, and I remember things, then I'll talk too much, probably. But yeah, you're right, Simon. It is difficult to think of content. Hence, we splitting that Henrietta windscreen wheel, steering wheel video up into 3. Yeah, it's just like I suppose it's easy for me because I've got stuff that I can. I've got 3 cars that I can do stuff to, and I've got a garage that I can do stuff in, so it makes it easier. I think you've got like a bit like logistic issues anyway. Like, is your garage near where you live, or do you have to travel to it? Because that'd be a pain. Although, having said that, Rob does stuff on the streets. That's where Rob does his work. On the streets. I don't like Scamazon. My brother works for Amazon and he don't like it either. But it's convenient. I think that's the thing. It used to be better, Amazon, when you could buy stuff and you knew what it were. Nowadays it just seems to be flooded with the same stuff from different people. Did you see Bertie's live earlier this evening? Now we're working till 6 and we're in office, so I didn't get back till 7. And I was eating pizza and enjoying myself. Bertie went live at the services a couple of hours ago. I have no trackers or bounties or toffee crisps. Yeah, you tell us all. I think Boatie's a robot controlled by Rob. What he's doing is getting Boatie's subscribers way up, and then he's going to switch channel profiles, so then Rob will have loads of subscribers. Udge says, I have no idea who I am either, don't worry. Okay, well that's reassuring. Does mental problems run in your family, Udge? Smell says, I have a film coming that will be nearly an hour long. Yes, I have to drive to my garage. An hour long, that's quite a big one. See, I've started to worry that if I put anything out that's over 20 minutes, people aren't going to watch it. But that's counterintuitive, because like if I see someone's video that's an hour long, I'll watch it. Because to me, an hour's worth of program must have loads of stuff going off in it. Whereas 20 minutes might just be nonsense. Pingu Concord says, Robbie's a good street worker. Now, it's true, but how do you know, Pingu? And Udge says, Amazon is the new Wish, but at a higher prices. I've never bought anything from Wish. What's the other one? Alibaba as well. We should try some of that. Some terrible, terrible stuff. Like, I don't know, like I want to... You're all going to say I'm an idiot. Well, most people would anyway. But I want to put a silly sports exhaust on Henrietta once everything else is done, so she sounds silly. Just like a big farty box. And when she changes gear, it'll just sound hilarious. Bingo Concord says, does anyone remember this minty sweet that was the same as an opal fruit, but minty in a white wrapper with green stripes? Yes, I do. But I cannot remember what they were called. Pace? Is that what you think they were called there? Let's have a look. Well, I don't even find... Oh yeah, Pacers. Pacers is a discounted British brand of mint-flavoured confection manufactured by Mars. Originally known as Opal Mints, they were plain white coloured chewy spearmint flavoured sweets. There you go. They were discontinued by Mars in 1985 when I was 9. Not seen the light of day since. Does anybody remember Quirks? I'm swear down. I swear. I swear down. Quirks were a thing and nobody else remembers them, so I'm just going to have a look. Bassett's Quirks. Oh, for God's, that's Basset Hound. Quirks Sweets. Oh, that's not it. Right, I need to find them. I need to find them. Quirks Chocolate. I'll tell you what they were like when I find them. Yes, here we go. Right then. Boom! Someone else remembers them. Does anybody remember Quirks Chocolate? They were similar to Smarties, but in a little brown box instead of being colourful like shiny like Smarties, they were pale pastel colours that had a matte finish, and they had chocolate inside. I remember buying Quirks from a vending machine within a building in Portsmouth Naval Base in the 80s. Only time I ever saw them. Yeah, and my remembering of them, is that even a sentence? My remembering of them? My memory of them is that they were mint flavoured as well. So if you imagine Smarties, but like pale pink, pale orange and pale blue, and yeah, they tasted of mint. They were sweet. And my nan used to work at Bassett's Sweet Factory in Hillsborough. She used to bring them back. Oh, Quirks. What have I missed? Hubnut owns Wish. He has. I'm sure he's got. I swear again. Why am I making S's into schwaz? Yeah, I'm sure. I give in. I swear he's got all the Wish Oh God's sakes, the Wish T-shirts that are in existence. God, well, what a loader at time that way used to say that one sentence. Carl Davis. I bought a little retro gaming console from AliExpress. Was good. Thousands of retro games on it. Was cheap. Just took 5 weeks to arrive. Yeah, I can imagine on that. I mean, a lot of them retro thingies, the emulators and stuff, are all based on Raspberry Pis, aren't they? Rob. Rob from. Hang on a minute. We need this for Rob. This is for you, Rob. This is for you. Well done. Rob from Beards and Bangers says, "My street is my street. No other tools allowed." Oh yeah, Simone Spirals. They were amazing. They were just like a straw, weren't they? But it like spiral. And yeah, you look like a wagon, not a wagon wheel biscuit. It looked like a wagon wheel, like a wheel, like with spokes and triangular bits that you could see through. Yeah, I remember Spirals. They were nice then. Pingu Congo said, "That's the kid, eh? No wonder it was hard to remember. It must have been 4 or 5 years old." It's amazing how much crap you remember from being a kid, though, isn't it? Like, just random stuff. Like, when I was... Oh, no, that's not... Let's not go into that childhood trauma. Yeah, like when I went to Infants, I remember... Hang on a minute. What are you doing? Oh, tiptoe, tiptoe. Oh, so delicate. Oh. Now what, you're going to knock over? I don't think anybody wants to see that, Jack. Nobody wants to see your bum. Why don't you turn around and say hello to Simone? What are you doing? Look, go and say hello to Simone. She's in there. She lives in there, Simone. You should say hello to Simone. She's in there. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Are you going to go back over there now? No? Okay. So anyway, as I was saying before Jack appeared, yeah, in infant school we used to have these like little wooden blocks that were like triangle shapes and stuff, and we used to build boats out and pretend that we were on ships and planes and stuff. That was kind of cool. But why would I remember that? Why? What's the point in remembering stuff like that? Human brains are weird. Paw Patrol. Simone just comes up with some classic one-liners. Simone says, I almost died 3 times when I was 12. I miss being a kid. What did you... What? Jack, I'm busy. Can you not see? No. Okay. Yeah. How did you almost die 3 times, Simone? If it was the same thing 3 times, how come you didn't learn from the first 2 times? Is it true white cats tend to be deaf? Apparently it can be, but Jack's not. He's just got, I don't know whether you've seen on any photos, he's got one blue eye and one green eye, and it tends to be the ear that's got the blue eye that is affected from memory. But he doesn't seem to have a problem. What are you doing? Come on. Come on now. Come on now, young man. You go over there. Cookie never comes in here. Or if she does, she just sneaks in and sits in one of the cat beds. Yeah, so yeah, tell us, Simone, how you nearly died. Who reads bad books? Have I missed something? Okay, what white cats lip read? Rob says, I still haven't bought that pencil sharpener. Yeah, what reminded you of that? Carl says he's a friendly chap. He is, to be honest, Carl. When we got him, because they're both rescue cats, and they've never been outside, and they're like 7 years old now, so that's why we keep them in. But when we brought them back, we had a spare room. This were our main bedroom, and other room was spare room, and we let them out. And Cookie came straight out of her carrier, and then had a wander around, and then went downstairs and had a look around there. Jack came out of his carrier after about 20 minutes, and then went hid behind like this fold away bed thing for like a good 2 or 3 hours. He were like just hid there waiting, and then after that I saw him at top of the stairs, and he'd just sit there and watch, and then he came downstairs a bit and stood like halfway downstairs looking into the room. So it took him a few hours to get used to being around us. But then once he got to that, he's like literally he's like my shadow when I'm at home. He just follows me everywhere, and like he'll just follow me. And if I stop and look down at him, he looks up at me, and if I bend down, he gives me a headbutt. He's a right little dude. Pingu Concord. I thought lightning only strikes once. Don't fly kites near power lines. Good plan. Never fly a kite near a power line. Oh, Loki's a right good name for a cat as well. Yeah, rescue cats. Yeah, these are first rescue cats we've had, and we don't know why the previous owner had to give them up, because they're like the most loving, like affectionate cats ever. It's not like they're scared. Well, apart from Jack, who's timid, but it's not like they've been mistreated or anything. Just said that they had to give them up. They didn't say why. I mean, Jack does lick constantly, so if you don't like licky cat noises, you're in for a treat. Oh, here we go. Simone's got her death-defying stories to hand. So, Hoods on Classics. I fell in a river and almost got run over by a speedboat. That's like Kirsty McCall. That happened to her, didn't it? My brakes failed on my bicycle downhill, and I smashed into a wall and window head first. And I was on a... Okay, that's not a good thing, is it? This kid at high school were going down a hill, and they ran into the back of a car and went through the rear window. And I went head first. Oh, and I was on a seesaw. The big kid jumped on the other end and smashed my face. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, it's like, do they do safety tests on kiddies' playground stuff nowadays? Because I remember I mean, it's probably nowhere near as big as what I remember it being, but I remember like the metal slides you used to have in kiddies' playgrounds. They're not very forgiving if you slip on them. And what else were there that's kind of dangerous? Just swings in general. It's like swings themselves. If you behave yourself, are all right. But if you act like a tool, they're dangerous. Roundabouts. Them roundabouts where you can just spin them at a million mile an hour and then fling yourself off them. They're not safe. Thinking about it, no wonder they started covering play area in that rubber tarmacy stuff. And just think like them seesaws. I don't know whether they have them nowadays. them that look like horses. It's like the middle of it was kind of like a big metal cover and then two metal bits sticking out. I reckon if one of them were rocking and you stuck your hand up inside there, I reckon you could get that arm chewed off by a mechanism. Now there's a challenge for you all. Judge has an interesting story about injuring herself when she was little, don't you, Judge? I will let Judge fill you in on it. Let's listen to a little bit of music while she types that. I found a funny one before. Let me see if I can find it. So come on, Judge, your story. There were another cool little song that I found. I can't think which one it were now. The problem with these is there's loads of sweariness on them. Like literally, it must be set up by 8-year-olds. Does anybody remember this? Oh, it brings back good memories, this. Good game, that. Which time, said OJ? Simone, please, if you ever write like a memoir or an autobiography, please have that as the first line. The year was 1988. Please do it. OJ says, which time? The time I hit my head on a wall, the time I scratched my knee with a bike that had no brakes, or the time I fell from a wall. I thought there was a hammer story, your Judge. Bad books. It's the theme from Halo, but that is exactly what we could use it for. Pingu says, I ran into a closed patio glazed door one evening when they were around 9 at full speed, bounced back about 3 meters. Now they are strong, them. With that scar on your forehead, or Judge, I thought you said it was a hammer. Don't tell me our relationship's built upon a lie. Wait, a hammer? Maybe you forgot. Maybe you've got amnesia brought on by the fact you dropped a hammer on your head. Or did somebody else drop it on your head? Oh, it was a wall that hit you. Okay, well, now we need Ujudge to explain the story, so I don't think it was a hammer. I thought you said it because someone dropped a hammer on you. like you do. Ooh, Carl. Eek. They're weird, them Segway things. My mum and dad, well, we paid for one for my mum and she loved it. But yeah, they look like the slightest thing and it can go bonkers. Simon, I'm rather morbid. I still have the stitches from when my face was put back together. Oh God, I hate stuff like that. Ugh. Just thinking, I've had an hospital appointment this last week, and just thinking about it puts me on edge. Hospitals, nothing good ever comes from hospital apart from babies, but I suppose they're a necessary evil, aren't they? I'm waiting in anticipation now for Ujuj's story. I think maybe I've built it up too much. We'll wait for it to put it on, and then I'll do some applause. Well, let's just do this let's do this one for a bit. Where are we? Let's get a look. Trying to find something funny.
Well, I'll give this little cookie an hour before we're doing the no pants dance. Time to musk up.
Oh, Judge, I was in kindergarten, which is like preschool. There was some plaything that kids would climb one way and slide down the other. It's called a slide. Kids were walking down instead of sliding. What idiots! I thought I'd do the same, except I couldn't stop on time and hit my face on the wall. Oh, hang on. There's a perfect sound for that. Hang on. Oh, where is it? Oh, I'm really bad at this. I really apologise. Here we go. Except I thought I'd do the same, but except I couldn't stop in time and I hit my face on the wall. There you go. Ah, the one useful thing for it. And now I've got a little bump on my head to remind me how stupid I was already at that time. It's endearing, Juju. People can go, oh, what happened to your head, you numpty? The year was 1982. I was riding quick on my rally arena. Road ran out and I got cut to ribbons on broken concrete. Unbelievably, the bike landed on a dumped settee, so no damage. In fact, that deserves an applause. That's some skills there. It's all right, Simone. Rest of her face looks battered anyway. Oh, hey Trace, and thank you for sharing the thing there. Has he run over any curbs or anything on his way? Hello, Ayo. How's that doing, Trace? Hope's that doing all right. Oh, in fact, well, let's have an applause for Boaty getting home. What about this one? That got booze in it. We didn't need that one, did we? What about this one?
It's Brittany, bitch.
There we go. Oh, Uji's got some extra information. I feel I keep going out of shot. It wasn't the usual slide. It was wooden slats put together. Hard to describe with my friend. Hang on. So it wasn't an actual slide. Were you supposed to slide on it? You can't slide down wooden slats. What sort of torture device was that? Oh, hang on a sec. Yes, she is, Simone. She is Le Francais. So, Trace Greenwood says, I'm just going to call you Trace, if that's all right. I don't want to say Trace if you'd prefer Trace, or the Honourable Traciness. Not bad, thanks. Chilling after a day off. Now, you've put it, but I don't know whether you mean it, as in a day of it, the clown, or IT. And doing my Tesco order with a glass of wine. Right, I'll call you Trace, or the Honourable Trace then. Yeah, Helter Skelter type thing, but you're supposed to be in a sack, aren't you? So you're not like rubbing your ass down wood. What do I know? I was in kindergarten. This is true. You were in kindergarten, or torture school, as it sounds like. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I've got a weird week. Like Wednesdays is normally my late shift, which is till 6, which isn't super late. But we can't book holidays off. If you're working till 6, you've got to find someone to swap your shifts. So I've swapped a shift today, which would normally be 9-5, with somebody else that were doing 10-6. So Monday today's been my late shift, and Wednesday I'm finishing at 12 in the afternoon because I booked half a day off, and then I'm off Thursday, Friday. So yeah, today's been a weird one for me because it's like, one, I've been into office and I don't usually do that on a Monday. 2, I went into office later than normal, so traffic were weird. And then 3, I were in office from 5 till 6, and they were hardly anybody else in. Classic Britain, I've heard of that. I don't know why I've heard of it. But I've subscribed now. So I've heard of it and I've subscribed now. Have we talked about this before? Is that the one where one of your videos you were at a car show and there were a guy with an old Rover, and is that Classic Britain? I'm sure that's where I've seen it. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I'm glad somebody's travelling up with you, because I wouldn't want you to be risking having an electricity-less car part your way up. Are you going on motorways, Simone, or are you avoiding motorways? And while I'm asking Simone that, is anybody else going to Classic Restoration Show this Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? It should be good. Jack's being weird. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You're being weird. You are. Yeah, he's looking at me weird with his weird eye. Hope it's not been too bad a day, Trace. Yeah, I think everybody has bad. It's Monday. It's excusable. He's got a Rover P6 called Kismet. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen that in one of your videos. Using the M5, M6, and M42. They're steady. Nobody gets prizes for getting there first in pieces. So the stand that you're on then, Simone, I assume like a Cortina, a Ford Cortina stand. And who's supplying your windscreen? Is it something you've got yourself, or is someone else supplying it? Trace, did Boaty say you were doing a stream tonight or anything? I need a bit of this.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
It's Britney, bitch.
There we go. I'm at 3 Cortina Owners Club stand. Cool, sweet. And you've got your windscreen already. Do you know what day you're fitting that? So that'll be interesting. Like, my dad spent ages trying to find someone to fit the one in his MG because his mate broke it broke the original one trying to put it back in. So Jay said, no, not a bad day overall, just too much to do and lots of people needing my input, and over the top of all that, rent to be paid. Oh yeah, I know their feelings. Yeah, Bertie at 11 for an hour, he says. Okay. I caught his impromptu live earlier when he was on the way home. Jack, don't you push that camera over. Here he is. No idea yet, Simone. Okay, that's cool. Udgy says, Trace, I googled Helter Skelter and no, it wasn't. It was more like an arch made of horizontal wooden slats that you use as a ladder to climb and slide the other way. You quite finished standing on stuff? Thank you. That's what I needed. Yeah, that's just what I needed. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying, Trace. Give me attention. No, he's just sat all on my notes. He sat all in my stuff. Thank you. Right, I think Jack wants your stuff. I don't know. I don't know what she means, Trace. But to be honest, I never know what she means. Jack is cute, and he knows it. He knows he can get away with murder, don't you, Jack? Mm-hmm. Don't you? Little purry face. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining this little... Oh, God, this little stream. God, he also weighs about 1 million tons. Hello. Yes, thank you for joining this little stream. It was nice to speak to everybody again. The reason why I'm doing it tonight is because I'm not doing it tomorrow because Rob's doing his, and then it's my birthday on Friday, so I don't know whether I'll be doing one before Mustard then. So yeah, I figured, well, I might as well do one now rather than it'd be like a whole week without doing one. So yeah, thank you for joining. I might do one Friday. Depends what I'm up to at night. If I'm all caked up and tired, it might just be me sat like that. But that's cool. So I'll let everybody say goodbye to everybody else, and then yeah, we can have sort of 20-25 minutes chilling out, grabbing a drink before Mr. Boaty starts his stream on there, which I might watch, I might not. I've got to be up early. Simone says, thanks, Simon. These streams will help towards your 4,000 hours you need. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I'm like super concentrated on getting more subs. I keep forgetting I need watch hours as well. Oh, thanks, Pingu. Catch you all later, yep. See you, Jimmy. See you, Pingu. See you, Tracy. See you, Uj. See you, Simone. Hope everybody has a good week. And I say I might see you Friday. If not, I'll definitely see you some other times. Although I've just got to this point now, and I've just realised that because I'm using the other camera on the phone, I can't actually see the button to turn it off. So what I'll do is I'll put a tune on, and then when it gets near end, I'll turn the thing off, which might be the way to do it. So enjoy. Thanks, Simone. Thanks, Bad Books. I should do some lyrics to this, really. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.